We have changed, and we keep sliding down, like Judge Bork says, sliding down to Gomorrah with his book. And that's exactly what's happening in our country. And we have got to take our America back. And there is a place to do it. There still is a place for hope and liberty and freedom in this country, and it's in your county. And county by county, we can do this.
Yeah, we get 60% turnouts on average for presidential, 8.2 on average for county and city. Folks, take your city back. Get aggressive.
You can.
Let's go to Josh in North Carolina, then Ron and Bill. Josh, you're on the air. Go ahead.
How's it going, Alex? I listen to you all the time, but not for the reason I think a lot of other people do. I listen because I think half the people who call in your show are completely nuts. And I don't think they're as informed as they should be. And a perfect example is one of your last callers who called and said, "Oh, I'm military," and I told my Marines, "Hey, you don't defend the president. You defend the Constitution only." Well, he's blatantly wrong. Every enlisted member of the military swears to the Constitution and the President of the United States. The only people who don't are officers. And we were put in that position so that in case a usurper took over office, we wouldn't have allegiance to him, and we could take him over. But yet this guy is trying to make...
Yeah, but expanding on that, they've tried to change the oath just to the president. That's what Hitler did. You know, you're given those rules, and you're given the military rules, and you're not to follow an illegal or unlawful order. So what does military do when they're ordered to go help run checkpoints with the police?
See, I think, and then some people are looking at this as something else. One of your other callers said, well, I trained with foreign military and foreign police, and that just really creeped me out. We do that all the time. That's no secret. I've been in the Marine Corps for 15 years.
Josh, I know about training with foreign troops. They have signed official deals to use foreign troops in America for civil unrest. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, and we get theater cooperation with all of these other people, and we try to keep good terms with every country.
Stay there. I understand you know it all, and I'm glad to finally have somebody on who knows it all. I mean, you know, I guess we're a bunch of crazy kooks who think the military is on the... And TSA, I said they'd be on the streets 8 years ago, and now they are. I've got the oath that the military personnel swear, and it is... I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the state name against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear truth, faith, and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the Governor of the state and the orders of the officers appointed over me according to law and regulations. So you got to follow the law. And if you go to the whole history of it, it's been recently changed. Before it was to defend and protect the Constitution, but they have gotten rid of that. And but let me ask the caller, because I want to just cut right down to where you stand, Josh. Are you saying everything's fine? The fact that they've got signed deals to use, quote, Mexican and Canadian troops inside the U.S. to, quote, fight terrorism and for other disasters, and I can pull that up for you, and maybe Katrina with a gun confiscation, that didn't happen, or maybe it was needed. I mean, because you're saying that the callers are a bunch of idiots, and I mean, spell it out for us. Impart to us the knowledge here. I mean, is it bad that Obama's launching a war in Libya without congressional approval? I mean, are we wrong to be upset here?
I don't think you're wrong to be upset, but I will say if everything's a conspiracy, then nothing's a conspiracy. Everything can't have a double meaning. And I think a lot of people want everything to have a secret meaning. It's that everybody's evil. I know you do your whole Bohemian Grove thing and all that stuff, but we still
Hey, listen, I've been to the urban warfare drills where the participants are playing the parts of Americans. Then I've had Marines and Army walk up to me in Texas and say, turn your camera off when they're doing a takeover drill of the town, and threaten me. And I'm talking about people with guns. So, and I have to tell them no. In fact, I never even got to the clip earlier where in New York, troops run across the street with guns and start threatening me. And I've had JAG officers and retired people, generals on, and they say the way Posse Comitatus is written, this is illegal and it's being ignored. Is it okay to have loaded guns on their side hips threatening me not to videotape them in New York?
And you know that they're loaded. You said that they're 45s. We even carried 45s.
I know they carry Berettas. I know they carry Berettas. Hey, these guys had 45s, and I got footage. In fact, did Rob ever bring that into you? I told him to bring that in. It's in Endgame. Okay, I told Jacobson 2 hours ago in there to send you the video clip online. Just call Jacobson in here.
What caliber
9
do they
millimeter.
Carry, did you say? What caliber do they carry, Josh?
Josh?
He said that they were carrying 45.
But I happen to know. But I happen to know it's 9mm Beretta, isn't it?
Okay, but yeah, it is. So what?
They had 45s. They had 45s.
Okay, so you saw their military ID, and you know 100% that these guys are legit military, even though they don't carry our standard issue weapon. They can just carry whatever they want.
Oh, now I'm having delusions about white vans. And,
all I'm saying is you said they were carrying a weapon we don't carry. So
there you go.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad everything's okay, and the government, and there's no inflation, I'm sure, and everything's fine.
Hey, you know, everybody's got difficulties, but when you say something that's wrong, I just don't think that everybody should just roll with it. Like, we have the largest recruitment thing in Mexico City. You said that. Where's the proof of that? There's no evidence.
I remember reading that in the Washington Post 5 years ago.
I've worked in recruiting. We don't recruit in Mexico City. In fact, in 2003, an Army recruiter crossed the border into Mexico, and he got in a huge amount of trouble because we don't do that.
Does the BATF run guns down to Mexico?
I don't work for the BATF, so I wouldn't know.
You haven't seen those reports, and you think that's all a conspiracy thing when a BATF
you're referring
listen,
to?
listen,
a
listen,
BATF
listen.
agent Dotson reported it. A BATF agent reported that. This stuff isn't made up. Truth is stranger than
Hey,
fiction.
Shelly Castile told us on this show 6 years ago that they were shipping guns into Mexico, and it was the ATF.
Yeah.
And then it all came true.
Yeah.
But listen, sir, you noticed when you had that pleasure moment and said, we don't carry 45s, I said 9mm Berettas? I said 45s because that's what they look like to me. Okay?
Well, you obviously knew they carried 9mm.
No, the thing is, I saw it, the whole groups I saw, big, giant 45s. And I thought that was weird.
It's easy to see the difference.
I don't know why, okay? The point is the 45s. And I think some have Berettas as well. I got the video clip. Retransmission starts in 10 minutes. I'm going to go back to Josh. We're going to do 20 minutes of overdrive at prisonplanet.tv. I'll be back tonight, 7 o'clock. I was going to go 7 to 8 with Mike Adams the first hour. Perhaps we'll just go to 9 with a whole second hour with good old Sheriff Richard Mack here with us. I'll just work my people to absolute death around here. But Josh, I don't want to get in arguments with you. You know what? I know you thought you caught me there. And actually, I haven't even watched this video in about, a year, this particular part. And actually, I also watch all the raw footage we shoot and it all mixes together. I remember on this same trip talking to people. So now it may have been in the subway, marveling, that's a 45, and it looked like stainless steel and all high tech. And I was going, that's not a Beretta 9mm. I mean, I'm a gun guy. Not so much in the last decade because I'm always working, but, I mean, I like guns, okay? Good thing I did because the 15 or 20 guns I bought back when I was in, 25 years old, they're all like doubled in value or more. But I'm going to play this clip. And, of course, he's saying maybe these aren't even military personnel. Well, folks watching on prisonplanet.tv, and later this will be archived to the Alex Jones channel for everybody free on YouTube, tell me, are these real military personnel right here? Here it is.
Guys, come in. Yo, can you get that camera off of us, sir? Sir, can you get that camera? States first. All right, but you can get that camera. I'm saying get the camera out of my face. That's what I'm saying.
You're on the streets of New York.
So what does that mean? I'm saying get that camera out of my face. That's what I'm saying.
It's a free country.
Fuck wrong with
It's a free country.
Get the damn camera out of my face.
Oh, this isn't Nazi Germany. There's no camera in your face.
God.
Hey, move to Russia, okay?
Yo, Judge.
We can have cameras on the streets.
I said get it out of my face.
Your guy starts cussing at us.
I said get it out of my face. That's what I'm saying.
It was never in your face.
Good job, Alex.
Oh, those aren't military. I don't know, Sheriff Mack, those look like military to you?
Long before 9/11.
Well, I didn't check their ID. Josh says you got to check their ID. You ask one of those guys for their ID and see what's going to happen to you. Yeah.
Demand to show the military ID, and they've got to show it.
Oh,
No, Josh, you caught us. It's all not real. Folks said it wasn't real when I had the Coronado land on tape with the hovercraft and the Marines and foreign troops training to take out Americans on video. And people said that's fake. He hired those ships.
Yeah.
That
was 2006?
Yeah, that was 2006 right there in New York.
Why were they there?
There were military everywhere. You'd drive by, and there'd be police in the black uniforms with the German shepherds.
Why are they there?
They were like searching bags in the subway, everything, and they all had 45s and Berettas hanging on them. And I remember going, why are you carrying a 45? And they would just go, I'm not going to answer your question. And I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, most people in law enforcement didn't like the 9mm. They don't have enough firepower. And for the military to say, oh, we're just going to use 9mm, they don't have very much firepower. They don't have very much knockdown power.
I know 45's got knockdown, but penetration-wise, isn't something like a, the SIG 40 or a 40 cal, aren't those good?
I would rather have the SIG 40, personally, but when the chips are down, most cops want their shotguns.
Oh, yeah, that'll get the job done. You don't have to worry about aiming too much either. Yeah. All right, Josh. You caught us. I want to admit it. You caught me. Those aren't real military. You caught me. They weren't either in New Orleans taking guns. All the guns will be taken. No one will be allowed to be armed. Are you saying we're making that up?
I don't agree with everything you say, Alex, but I'll tell you, I made an oath to the Constitution, and I will always defend your right to say it, no matter if I agree with it or not. But if I hear something wrong, I do feel compelled to correct somebody, like your Rand Corporation statue rant. It was completely wrong. Or hearing something about we have the largest recruitment center in Mexico City. That's just wrong. I don't think people should check you on it. You're the one who's always telling people, go to Google, go look up this information. So then when they go ahead and do it and find you to be wrong, they should call you and tell you that.
Well, hold on. I mean, I go from memory on a lot of stuff, but I remember it's probably 5 years ago. There were a bunch of articles where they were opening them in. It was a list of recruiting centers, and they may be recruiting them and getting them up here to the U.S., but it was in Ukraine. It was in Mexico City. I remember this. Are you saying that one of the biggest recruitment drives isn't to get non-U.S. citizens to join the military?
That's not what you said. You didn't say a recruitment drive. You said we have recruitment centers in Mexico City, which we don't.
That's what the Washington Post. I got a great memory. We'll see if I'm exactly right. I'm going to search it during the break. We'll see if I can find it in 3 minutes. Josh, you caught us again. We were talking to the caller earlier, and Josh, and I was joking when I said, Josh, you got me. That I didn't have the U.S. Army run up and get in my face and tell me, don't film them. Right. I mean, they're obviously military. They're piling, and they even have the footage. We shot footage of the U.S. plates on the vehicle. Yeah. But I got to be honest, and I've always told people this. Check what I say, because I go from memory on a lot of stuff, and so I try to tell the truth, and I know I'm right. But I searched U.S. recruiting outside of U.S., and I got 2k.army.mil.faqs.htm, and it says, we do not recruit outside of the United States and are barred from doing so. I think you can show me a document cam shot. I'll show them this. But I just sent Aaron Dykes, so I'll probably end up having it tomorrow, out to do a deep search. When something's 5, 6 years old, I can't remember the exact headline. And it said that they had set up their biggest recruiting centers. In fact, the headline was something like, biggest U.S. recruiting outside U.S. I think that's what'll find it. Now, so I'm starting to percolate, and it may be, and I'm just going from memory here, like they've set up private recruiting arms. Because I remember in the article it says they recruit them, fly them here to enlist. Yeah. But no one denies that they're filling the military with foreigners. I mean that's not denied. But the point is, I did go look up what he's saying. He says he is a recruiter. So yes, you individually must be barred, but I know my memory. I remember Washington Post, and you watch. I'm going to make sure I don't forget. We're going to find it, and I'm going to cover it here. Sorry, Sheriff Mack, go ahead.
No, that's all right. But even the caller said that they do outside recruiting. He said he didn't believe there was a recruiting center in Mexico, but they know. He even admitted they do.
But that's all lawyer talk. I remember them saying their biggest recruiting was in Mexico City and Ukraine.
Sure.
And I remember it saying recruiting centers.
Well, he doesn't deny it happens. He doesn't believe there's a building that's the biggest building in Mexico City for recruiting. But
this is a lot of double thinking.
That's exactly.
Because, I mean...
The point is, they're recruiting in foreign countries. That's the point.
Well, in fact, I should have gone back to him. Is he still there? Because he was kind of making excuses for foreign troops. Well, we have force assistance agreements. No, you don't bring foreign troops in here.
They're not supposed to.
You heard him say that. Is he still there? Sir, tell us your view on foreign troops being used, because I know I can pull that up. A whole bunch of articles where they've signed agreements to use foreign troops in America.
Well, when I was sheriff, we had UN troops in Arizona.
Oh, you're just making that up. Everything's fine. What was that caller's name here? Josh, what's your view on foreign troops to be used against the American people?
I think saying that they're going to be used against the American people, that's fear-mongering. That's saying, well, I know what they're going to do. No, they're not going to be used against
us. Sir, it's in my film, Road to Tyranny, the screenshot of Reuters saying they've signed a deal to use foreign troops in the U.S., and then last year, Congress and the Canadian Parliament got mad because they announced we're going to use each other's troops, and they use U.S. troops at the Olympics up there. I know I
we
can pull
used
that
the
up.
US troops. Was that used against them? That wasn't used in a bad way. We use foreign troops here all the time, Alex.
Why?
It's not a bad
Why?
thing.
You're not even
Why?
supposed to use regular military for policing citizens. Are you for that?
Yeah, absolutely, if we need them.
Oh, my goodness.
Sir, that's the law.
Absolutely.
That's posse comitatus. I mean, you guys may ignore it. Or the TSA may ignore the 10th Amendment, but you're not supposed to be doing it.